Last week I created a video that polarized the gaming community regarding the faulty Xbox One X's appearing on YouTube and elsewhere. Now thankfully mine works, as do many others. Now in that video I simply explained what could be the issue with those that are failing after a few days and provided what many considered a compelling possible reason. Now after a week of the video going, perhaps a little bit viral and receiving a lot of abuse from one sector of the gaming community that is known to be very vocal in expressing hate, it appears that the issue could be one of three things so far. I'm Stu, this is 3B, and no Xboners, I'm not having a go at the Xbox One X. So shh, see, I love it. Last week I pointed out that one possible reason for the failing Xbox One X's could actually be the thermal paste drying out. Now this was shown in a couple of teardowns on YouTube. Now for the record, thermal paste should remain tacky and never ever dry out. It's not a glue, it doesn't bind or stick. It's a heat conductive product that helps contact between the copper plate and the cooling plate of the CPU or of a chip. When this dries out, it can cause air pockets and become very inefficient, leading to the CPU to overheat and causing a failsafe to usually kick in that CPU and shut it down. Now that's how most CPUs tend to work. The chip inside the Xbox One X hopefully has such a feature, but it's a custom CPU GPU in one, so who knows. But trawling around the internet, the other possible reason that's being sort of touted around is the power cable. How these could be faulty really is hard to imagine, given that the nature of power cables, it's not something really ever to cause an issue. Further, there is nothing special about the power cable used in the Xbox One X, and those facing issue with their Xboxes have tried other power cables with no joy. Some are saying it's the user not pushing the power cable into the console far enough. Now, personally I find that very hard to believe. Every gamer is familiar with how these cables work and have used them on other hardware many times. Now also some are saying that it's the power supply unit. Now this could be a real possible reason. Think of it this way, the old Xbox One X had this huge power brick. Now this is the first time the power supply unit is actually in the case. It's an incredible feat given how slim this console is. The fan and cooling setup cools not only the CPU and the GPU chip, but also direct from there to cool the PSU also. The power supply units get very hot, and perhaps some are getting too hot for whatever reason. It's not unheard of for a PSU to die. I've had that happen to me over the years on various devices and on PCs too, so it's not really out of the question. Now unfortunately it doesn't help those that have no console right now, and thankfully, so far, these issues seem isolated. As I've been told a million times by the very vocal gaming community of Xbox gamers, this happens with every console. Perhaps, maybe it does. But the point is that it's happened, and I'm not saying it will happen to yours or everyone's, but I hope it doesn't happen to mine and to yours. But my real concern is that it happened to some, and those people now do not have a console to enjoy. If the cause is found, then perhaps then it will happen no longer. That is my point, my Xbox friends. So I'm Stu from 3B. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. If you don't, well, I'm sure by now you know what to do. But don't do it! Don't touch it! No!